All right, I'm gonna be doing the second, I guess the third layer of color on Cul Obsidian. He's one of the children of Thanos. But when I was doing the orange, I felt like I made a really big mistake. After looking at it for a minute, though, I just think going over it with red is going to change my mind. Maybe inspire me. Because in my mind, it's like, oh, you don't know what you're going to get until you put it on there. In my mind, it's kind of like there's a lot of fear, but I kind of know how red works. Sometimes it's just like, it's like the oddball out as far as colors with the airbrush. But this ought to be pretty fun. This may be one of the ones that's really fun to watch with the time lapse. It's just because of the way the red works. The red, it just does a quick change. It's going to change a whole bunch of stuff quickly. I'm still trying not to be too messy with the red. I guess with all the colors in general, I'm just trying not to have them bleed over too much. And the more I keep that from happening, the less cleanup I'm gonna have to come back. You know, like come back and hit this with white just to brighten it up. I may have to come back and hit certain things. Just depends on how, you know, out of hand this might get. Sometimes it happens, and even when I'm very cautious, even when I'm very, very careful, it's almost like it had to happen or something. Oh, I like this song. Yeah, this red's acting like it's not wanting to be my friend. Oh, it's so thick. Oh. There's a solution. It's this stuff. You throw it in your airbrush bottle whenever or you can just use water. I've gotten kind of lazy when it comes to some of that stuff. Because that solution's the bomb. Just like 3 or 4 drips, like drops, straight up. It's just made. It's scientifically made to like break this stuff all away from itself. But I've gotten away from it throughout the years, and I just use water. Just tablespoon of water. If it needs more, another tablespoon. Kind of. I just want to get it thinner than what it was, most definitely, so that it'll flow. Because I should be blasting this thing like nobody's business with this red, and it may happen. It may turn a little bit. Yeah, that red is just a powerful beast. It goes right over black. Ugh. So, right here, I'm just gonna plan on, I'm coming back. I'm making a commitment right now to come back and clean that up with some white. But you know, it's, a little 30-second little 30-second fix. It shouldn't be much. But I tell you, overall, like overall productivity, you want it to. Some places you just can't, rest with. I guess I just don't want to rest with the ideas of like that I use a lot of times. Like sometimes I'll think, oh, art is messy. You're gonna, it makes it one of its own. It's gonna, it's gonna identify more as its own piece if it has, that, a mess up here, a mess up there. I'm feeling that. I don't know if I want to go over it with black to cut in darkness, or if I'm gonna want to put some brown instead, just to go with the colors, because he's got brown in him. He's got black as well, but such a softness, such more softness will be with as light as I try to go, If I can stay away from using black on that, it may be for the best, it may not be. I didn't finish the leg there, ugh. Since he's behind, I'm just gonna dissipate a lot of this stuff. Have it kind of going behind Grievous, Clave, and Thanos. I was always into drawing comic books. I never even imagined I would airbrush. Never wanted to airbrush, just the way it happened. A lot of my clients, a lot of people who come in and get tattoos, I'll get their background, and a lot of them seem like they have art, but they never pursued it. A lot of them seem like they were artists in school, and like the oil field called or something else. Just something else happened in life, and so it's really nice to just talk to people about where they've been, where they want to go, hopes and dreams and stuff. Sometimes you can ignite stuff in people, or they're, they start getting excited about certain things. Maybe want to mess with art again. Yeah, time saver. Putting a couple of chairs. Missing a chair. Golly. Strength. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm not going to be able to use it. So, I'll be able to use these. And I might be wanting to get on my knees too on this, so this thing is hard. So, I'm trying to feel all that, baby. But I'm going to have to be mindful if there's a piece missing. Maybe not. Might not be able to do this on my knees. Oh, yes, Lord. Yeah, it's unnecessary. Okay. At least I was willing to try it instead of just, going about my business. Oh, man. Looks like Thanos has been scratched up. Gosh, I don't know if I did it or my daughter. My daughter's always playing around with stuff. She's a little rambunctious too. And a lot of this I might have to do quickly because of these positions I'm gonna be in, you know. This one's already got my knee not feeling it. It's all good though. It'll probably be I'll, you know, like make it fun to watch. You never know. It's kind of have a feeling like if I was to go really fast, people would probably be really entertaining. And it'll give me a chance to like guest shot. You know, like sometimes when I'm in the groove and just killing it, just going really fast, I get to do a lot of maybe this will work. You know, like, and sometimes I don't even have to think about it. It just happens. You know, so. Yeah, these chairs almost fell. This one's a little shorter. Oh, wonderful. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I still don't have to go fast now because I'm on safer plane, a little shorter, so, but I still may go faster. I want to. I kind of want to, you know, I mean, there's been things that I've done that I was like, oh my gosh, I wish someone could have seen that, you know? Like, I just want to share my experience, I guess, I don't know how this sounds, but, you know, share my life with you. You know, share my little talents, God-given talents, and, a lot of my experiences, very, very, very helpful. You may find it very helpful. You know, it's just even the stuff that isn't really attractive. You know, I when I was a young man, I was into comic books and into drawing, and I was watching people. You know, not necessarily watching people, but I was watching all these artists. And I would just draw them like crazy. You know, I would watch. I think the first thing I really got into that got me into artwork was those little Disney books that they would. I remember one came out and it had. They were always at the grocery store and Brookshire's and Walmart. Right when you were checking out. And when Aladdin came out and Lion King in the 90s. I seen them and I picked these things up. I started drawing, and that kind of inspired me. And then when I grew up, like I said, I was kind of like getting into a lot of trouble, and golly, ended up going to jail a few times. And there were times when I would be locked up, and I would just pick up a pencil and kind of like I wasn't really no fighter or nothing like that. So I would have to make it the best I could in some of those situations. And I learned very quick that, people didn't really mess with me because I could draw, and people, like, I don't want to say protected me, but kind of in a sense, people would protect me. People would look out for me, and same thing, I guess. But just, I don't know. Sometimes I would draw stuff for people, and they would be like, "What do you want?" And I'd be like, "Nothing. Just sit here and talk with me," And I would talk to people while I was drawing, and it was, I guess that's kind of weird, but it's kind of like, it was like a blessing, It helped me pass time. It helped, it gave people opportunities to get vulnerable. Like I was even doing stuff like that before I had my life together. So I would also watch guys work out and draw and like study the body and stuff. And it's just like draw superheroes, draw monsters, because a lot of times people really like evil stuff. They want to send pictures of really scary stuff home to their family members. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. like it makes sense if like I was drawing it. But you know, I don't know. I just didn't get some of that stuff, but I learned a lot. You know, it was almost like like for my art career, being locked up was kind of a blessing. Because when I was out there making a mess of stuff, I wasn't spending time with art. You know, I definitely wasn't trying to find different ways to shade and different ways to make something look real, and I would not suggest. I would not suggest some of this stuff to go through, but I know we have our own path, and that was part of my path was having horrible experiences like that because of my self-centeredness and the way I was going. Yeah, it's just pretty wild to think that I believed I couldn't, when I was 22, I just believed I couldn't draw, and I wasn't going to be able to do art ever again. And it's just a far cry from where I was in my mind, where, it's like I come into my shop and there's all this artwork on the wall, and I'm just like, man, I don't have time today. I gotta prepare for this tattoo, or I have to get all these business cards ready, just wild stuff. Yeah, there's paint all around the nozzle. Yeah, with that red. I think I'm feeling the red, even though his character isn't red. Let's roll with it, and I guess that would be one of the areas where it's just like, oh, let's make it our own, Yeah, something's caught up in this bad boy. Yeah, see it. I can't get it out of the nozzle this time, so I have to use these little pipe cleaners. It's just time consuming. You know what I mean? Like to have to stop and come down and do all this. Grab it. However, I'm ready. It's much needed, I think that's one of the beautiful things about artwork is the fact that, it's like I'm just talking in my head. And it's just like I'm answering my own questions, trying to keep some of this stuff rolling. But I was just thinking about not really being concerned with the moment. Sometimes it's real easy to, this is like having a passion like this. It's real easy to just to be in the moment and that. To appreciate where I'm at, and I don't take a lot of pictures of my daughter, but I'm also like staring at what she's doing and just amazed at what comes out of her mouth, and I'm just always present, I just appreciate those moments, and it's like real. It's so real that of course it'd be nice. I can understand why people take pictures all the time, but it's like a lot of this stuff she's gonna remember is what I do, how I look at her, how, you know, like the way she remembers me is in her brain because I'm because I'm not in my brain when I'm around her. It's like I'm a part of the situation. I'm a part of the. I'm just in tune, you know, a lot more. And if I'm not doing stuff like this, it's real easy not to be present. It's real easy to have a lot of stuff going on. You know, kind of be morbidly thinking about myself. So it's almost like this is a really good way to just get out of myself, is by being, you know, like doing art and getting to do stuff like this. Yeah, I still haven't found my flow yet today. Whew, I don't know. Sometimes it takes a while, and I think it's like just having some pent up stuff, you know. I woke up throughout the night just having a bunch of dreams, man. Just some nightmare kind of stuff, you know, like kind of waking up. Had to wake up and just start praying every time I woke up. You know, try to meditate. I've just gotten really good at it, so I can just go right back to sleep nowadays, and it's like a choice to stay awake and mess with my phone, stay awake and try to mess with some art. It's like a choice. So, you know, it's just like go ahead and try to get some more rest. Just get some more rest, and you know, be more prepared for the day. So I still have a little residualness of that, some of that stuff in my spirit, you know. I talk to my daughter about stuff like that. We wake up, and when she wakes up, she already knows if she has a nightmare or something like that, just to talk to me about it. So we can just, you know, be like, oh, that's cool. Remember what we know about dreams, you know. They're not real. You can't get hurt. And when you wake up, thank God it was just a dream. You know. So like a lot of times, it seems like it helps her just go right back to sleep. She'll wake me up in the middle of the night sometimes and just tell me about a dream, and then just be out. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's a big deal, if it's a great way to do it, if it's the right way to do it, you know. I know a lot of people practice out of sight, out of mind. That stuff works, you know. For me, things seem to stick in my spirit. My stuff is active, you know. So I'm always having to share, and I'm always having to tell people, you know, like let people in where I'm at in my mind. I think I'm catching a bit of the flow now. I don't know. We're going to see. Almost there. You know, and I'm sitting here like, relax, bro, relax. That's the ticket. So the more I let people know, you know, the more it's like I can get to these places where I need to be, where I want to be. I want to be flowing with this thing, you know. Sometimes when I'm by the black, by the black lines, and you want to try to stay away from them as much as possible, I go. You see, it's down here, so I'll spray away from it. Just so I want, like in these cracks, I'm gonna be working like this. Like my airbrush is gonna be just blasting outward, so I won't have as much of a cleanup. You know what I mean? So. awkward positions though. You gotta commit to the cause, baby. And don't get me wrong, it is really nice to be able to just like not have to talk and just do your thing on this stuff and turn up the music. Sometimes I worry about my neighbors and stuff because even though these are concrete walls, man, I will turn the music up like it's too much, you know? But it's just, it kind of goes with getting lost and being able to get lost in the freedom of creativity. And it's also nice to just like, I don't know, sometimes when you're feeling it, it's real easy to kind of dance along with some of this stuff, you know? And even like inspire creativity in my mind. I hate referring to things as getting high, but sometimes this is a nice escape, you know? It's euphoric, you know what I mean? So if you got any kind of artistic bone in you, whatever it is, you know, spend some time with it. Even if it's making a mess with paint on a piece of paper or a wall or something. Gosh, I've always wanted to do some graffiti, you know? Always wanted to blast the wall. One day I may blast this wall out here on the side of my shop. But it's just a little, you know, Gladewater, Texas. It's just like a little country town. It's antique capital of East Texas. So I don't know how they would feel with my ideas. My ideas are like, like superheroes, comic book characters, cartoon characters breaking through the wall. You know, like tearing into our universe or our atmosphere, but not to destroy. You know, just like just bring to life. You know. Oh, I feel it a little more and more. This might just have to be you know, I don't know. Passion comes and goes in all areas of our life. Passion comes and goes with my daughter. Passion comes and goes with working. Passion comes and goes with airbrushing. I guess if you want to say willingness, you can say willingness or the want to. But for some of this stuff, it's like if it's a part of our skill set, like even if it's something we had to nurture in school or something that we weren't born with, and we just come to find passion in life. You know, it's like just spend time with it. Boom. You know, like make time. You know, make time with it. It's like fulfilling a commitment. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling this at all. And I imagine that is pretty wild to hear, because this stuff is just like apples and oranges to me. Like, real simple to me. But I mean, there's, you know, like when I was a younger man, when I was a child, I probably would have looked at stuff like this and been like, oh man, I'm never going to be able to do that. You know, and not even put forth the effort. Now I'm able to do stuff like this, and it was because I never gave up. I did stuff I was not wanting to do, you know. And nowadays, I can just, you know, I don't know how this sounds. Gosh, nowadays I can just like turn down what I don't want to do. I don't like doing letters and words. I mean, and it's not like they're simple either. Like that stuff to me is harder than this, I swear. So I'm not comfortable with letters and stuff. I mean, like whenever I have to tattoo them on people, I stopped last year. I stopped tattooing words and letters on people, just for the most part. Every once in a while, one slips through the cracks, or a few, but I stopped doing that stuff because this is what I'm interested in, and this is what I excel in. There's some guys out there who can just kill it with letters, you know, even airbrushing. There's guys out there who you just dominate that, like like typography and airbrushing, that they will never be able to do what I'm doing right now. And I will not take the time and learn some of the typography stuff that would make it easier for me to gravitate towards doing some of that stuff. Even with the tattooing, like I mean, all that stuff for me, I could learn it. It's just not my thing, you know. And after, you know, doing this stuff for a while, kind of coming to my own in it, I kind of just get to pick and choose. That's not always an option. It hasn't always been an option for me in the past. But paying my dues, I guess. I don't know how else to put it. You know, like being able to just do some of this. And you know, don't get me wrong. I pay the piper for you know, some of those choices. You know, like whenever I'm a little short on money, I'll just be thinking to myself, you could be doing some of that stuff. You know, you could go back to piercing people as well as tattooing in the shop. You could be airbrushing more. I don't airbrush for people no more. And one of my friends was saying that he thought it was wild that I don't offer my services to something that I'm so good at. And, you know, I just kind of reflect on my experience. I share with him my experience. It's like, people don't want to pay for what I'm worth. People, you know, like, I start doing stuff, and it takes hours and hours, and I'm getting $75 for something that takes 3 to 7 hours. I mean, that's not helping me, you know. Especially with the way tattoos are going. Tattoos are like dominating social media, you know. I mean, if it's going like that on social media, and social media is like where everybody is all day. It's like the playground for the mind. So like you got people just living on social media, and for the most part, it's like funny stuff, attractive women, you know, skin, and you can find your niche if you like. If you like cooking, if you like gymnastics, if you like artwork, so that's just kind of what I've done. I study a lot of artists. I follow a lot of artists. I stopped following, you know, I make it to where even my friends, I don't follow what they do. I just follow artists. People post pictures of their family or their kids graduating. I stopped following them. But I'm still their friends and stuff like that, but I just stopped following them. I just have a feed that's just nothing but my interest, you know? Like artwork, comic books, tools, not necessarily tools like you would think of whenever you say tools, like odd tools for crafts. Like this kind of stuff. Gosh, I'm trying to think of something I've seen recently. Like there was a tool that I seen the other day. It was like a cutting in tool that you can cut in really close cuts anywhere, and it's just very interesting stuff. However, tattoos are dominating, it seems like a lot of people's interest, and I don't know what it is, man. It's just gotten such a big deal. There's so many guys that are just, you know, doing amazing work, killing it. I don't know what that is. I have a glass floor where I guess it's glass and ceramic floor where I tattoo, and if I don't clean it with this one thing, and I always forget what it is. I don't know if I'm using like green soap and alcohol. I don't know if I'm using something, but I'm always forgetting. and it'll just make stuff sticky on the bottom of my feet over there. So I'm glad that's happening on that table, because it's helping me realize, oh, I need to, before I put everything back, here, before I put everything back, go ahead and clean it up. Yeah, I'm feeling it a little, but it's, I don't know what kind of feeling it. I mean, I'm not lost, I'm not experiencing a lot of freedom, so I'm not feeling it too much. It might be because I'm talking, but I almost think that, I'd like to think that that's helping me. Because like I said, I already know sometimes I could be airbrushing and not feel it for hours. And then when it's time to step away after 3 or 5 hours, it's like, nah, I want to keep doing it. But I'll leave if I have to, for real. I mean, if I gotta go take care of something, I gotta go do it. I studied a lot of Dragon Ball Z too when I was younger. Like, just sitting on the couch for like 6 straight months when I was a teenager, just drawing some of that. Gosh, I don't remember. I want to be higher than this, but I don't want to. It just does not seem appealing to me. And I don't want to do nothing dangerous. Gosh. And my gosh dang, I could do that. Three comic book boxes? Yeah, let me see what's up on that. Yeah, I should have thought about this earlier. Just needed to blast his face. Those things are heavy. Probably not a good idea either. But let's find out. Yeah, see, I'm not even thinking that's a smart idea. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Gosh. I guess I'm just gonna have to do this. And you know, the pain of doing it. I could put one of these on that table, but gosh, that just seems so dangerous. Yeah. Forget that. I guess I just need to get another ladder in here. Comic boxes are heavy. Good Lord. I remember one time I had someone doing some work in here, and all of their guys, there was like 3 or 4 of the guys, because there's like 30 comic book boxes behind me, and whenever they had to do some of their work, they had to move comic book boxes everywhere. And they just left them. They just left all of this stuff. So when I came back to the shop, there was comic book boxes everywhere. So I had to move them back, and it was just a lot of work. I came up here, and it was like right before I was gonna have to do a tattoo. And it was just a mess in here. I put them all together. I guess it could have waited, but I guess I was frustrated too. You know, like. You know, that they didn't do their job, you know. They did the job that I told them to do, but like taking stuff, leaving it worse than what you left it, that's not good. That's not good stuff, you know. Positions like this are just a lot on your back. Yeah, so like I would continue to blast this, like boom, do my thing. But because I'm experiencing this is it. After this, I'm done. I just don't want to, you know, put myself through too much today. You know, early morning. A lot of times people think it's, all you got to do is sit down and draw on people. And you take a strong back for some of that stuff, you know. Having to be precise and precision, you know. Strong, you know, I guess it's just painful stuff too. Now, if I was getting paid to do this, yeah, I would do what I had to do. Go to my house, get another ladder, boom, you know. If I knew I was gonna have to be here, but this is kind of, what do they call this? Like leisure. I'm getting to do this stuff at my leisure. And then he's got all of this going on up here. Thank you. Yay. Oh. Yeah, I did that, didn't I? I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kind of like half doing it, just because it's really difficult. Wow. Boy! That was kind of rough. Yeah. So, I need to get a step ladder or something else up here for all that.